Önce kendimi bir tanıtayım. Benim adım Ahmet Yekta Tezer.
Agricultural engineer, and also he has a master degree about the potato seed sector in his university. And he's also president of sub association of seed industrialists and producers, which is contacted with the Ministry of Agriculture, and he's have a meeting with the other seed producers problems and legislations and laws, and he discussed with the government, and he operates this way. He's a president of this how can I say, like a kind of mid private sector, middle government, you know, the bridge of the seed producers and the government. Yes, you know, you can have a look at it like this way. And like in Turkey, like 1980, the government has published a law about the seeds producers import and the, you know, breeders' rights and certification laws, etc. After 1980s, the potato seeds sectors is like growing with these laws, and also the export and import of the potato seeds began in this after this law, and Turkey opened themselves and started to get seeds from abroad in Turkey. Kind of different varieties, potato varieties, and all the vegetable, you know, just not the potato, all the vegetables, etc. And right now we are exporting 117 countries globally, not just the potato. I'm talking about also vegetables, etc., but also potato. We are in the position that exporting the over 100 countries right now. We are producing 5.5 or 6 million tons per year for potato producing. 1.1 million ton of this is for processing side, you know, French fries, crisping, and how can I say, 600,000 ton for the certificated seeds. The rest for used for the table potatoes or ware potatoes. Approximately 6 million tons average Turkey producing in potato. We have 205 varieties registered in Turkey as a national variety, and approximately 50 of them is for breeded in Turkey, Turkish varieties. We mainly import potato seeds from abroad, mainly Holland, Germany, France, and the UK. We are importing high class, super elite class, or Minituber classes seeds from the abroad, and we produce in here and distribute to customers or the main big companies, etc. And in Turkey nowadays the processing volume and processing companies are getting bigger and growing drastically compared to table potato sector, and mainly French fries and crisping varieties is very in demand in Turkey right now. And also we have 50 kilograms consumption per person in Turkey approximately. We have a 75 million population, and 52 kilograms per year potato consumption per person. And we are producing like we have 81 provinces, and about them like 61 provinces producing potato. We are producing approximately 80% of the Turkey. We are producing potato, for example. We have some early regions, we have some late regions, we have some seed regions for potatoes. And we are having a trouble like irrigation and water supply problems. But thankfully this year we have a lot rainy and very hard winter, so we have a little bit in a good situation compared to last year. And of course also the global warming a little bit affecting our crops and our production and yields. But this year is a good year for the yield and for the irrigation and water supply. But our prices are a little bit low, you know, in the Europe as well. Lots of surplus potato in Europe, so it affects us a lot. And also in Turkey too, especially table potato and rare potato prices are a little bit low. And that's kind of summarize it like that, yes.
Understand. Very interesting. So, because I am processing engineer, and I think so we speak in one language with your father. Look, very interesting. I think so. Question. Your company working many year, much more time, yeah, and how his think for last 5 year. We have how said black horse, yeah. I mean India, who 60 million ton harvesting potato, China 18 million%, Egypt 8 million, 10 million, yeah, example. Stability, not stability world, yeah.
Yeah, sustainability you mean, yeah?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's price in Europe, it's down for €5 per ton, yeah, processing potato. And how your company and Turkish potato sector adapt for this problem?
Yeah, you know, the production is going high and low, going high and low, and the
Yeah,
price is going low.
every time,
Fluctuation, yeah.
but if we looking for 10 year, for price not for have biggest difference for up and down. Yeah, up down, but it's not high level. Right now it's price for potato may high how last year. Example in Russia we buy in Egypt potato for $600 per ton, yeah. And right now in Europe we may buy potato for $5 per ton. It's crazy price. And how in Turkish adapt for with problem? And
After the corona epidemic, the governments had decided that to maintain their food safety, you know. After the wheat, the potato is the most strategic vegetables for the countries. So they increased the potato production, and it creates like a surplus of the potato, you know, for the last 5 years. And also this one the first reason, and he said that the second reason is that the frozen French fries. You know, you can store the frozen French fries like 2 years, 3 years. So if the surplus keep going to accumulate, you know, at the storage, and that's the create a surplus as well. And also like the drought resistance, very good yielding varieties has come out, and also the high yield means high, you know, high surplus of the potatoes. That's why he says that the prices of the potato in global wide is kind of lower. And also in Turkey as well, the potato production costs is very high, maybe highest vegetable in Turkey, and the farmers, because of that, the farmers couldn't have sell good prices last 2 years, and they are kind of going bankrupt or the zero nowadays. That's why the next year's production would lower drastically. He expect that, and at the seed sector, yes, we are importing and producing seed sectors, but the mainly big companies, the how can I say, small farmers and the others going very lower volumes. Maybe they're out of the production or planting potatoes. And also, Gökçe has claimed that actually Turkey is a self-sufficient country. We are producing and we are consuming is nearly equal, you know. But the government, he says that the government have a pressure about the onion and potato prices for the inflation. Because it's very important, you know, vegetables for inflations. Yeah, because you have every meal, you have a potato and onions, very basic and required vegetables, and they are trying to keep the prices kind of lower. That's why kinda in Turkey also the prices is very lower, and in the farmers is have a struggle to maintain their operations next year as well. And also Gökçe Bey claimed that the control of the seeds, you know, there's a very good, very specialized professional seed producers, and there's others. And the other ones is like isn't selling like a, you don't know the quality of the seeds they are selling and reducing the, you know, prices of the seeds, but the quality is very low. But since the farmers doesn't have too much money, they prefer, you know, the black market, you know, seeds, you know. And this is also as a problem and legislation, and there's no law or legislation to keep them out of the play, you know. But the real professional seed producers, seed farmers like us, we have very high cost, you know, the certifications, the high class seeds, and storage them, harvest them very good conditions, having a pesticides kind of things, virus free. We have a very higher cost, but the other ones we have struggled to compete with them, you know, because right now the Turkish farmers doesn't care about the quality, just the price oriented. There's a problem.
What typical mistake for agriculture Turkish farmer? Because my last visit, I visit South Caucasus, I mean Georgia, Azerbaijan, and I travel with one pesticide company, and farmer answered only one question: please give me some tablet for no problem for me in the field, yeah, for Phytophthora, Rhizoctonia, and another problem. What's typical mistake and problem in Turkish farmer?
We don't have a huge problem about the control of the diseases or the other problems, and our farmers and our how can I say, soils is very good, and we are getting high yields, and our farmers have a good knowledge about how to grow potatoes. But we have a problem with like the, how can I say, the farmers more tend to using more qualified and qualified certified seeds, you know. They shouldn't use their, how can I say, uncertified harvested potato after next seasons, you know, because I mean, because of there, some people do it for the cost purposes, but the quality and illnesses, diseases, and yields is very low. Sometimes they made these mistakes. They should use quality and certified seeds all the time. And we have a lack of kind of production planning, you know. Sometimes we harvest a lot surpluses, and sometimes we harvest very low in Turkish, you know, Turkish white, and it's affect the prices. Like if you plant too much area, the price is drastically low, and if you plant too low areas, the price is drastically higher. and we need more good production planning in Turkey. Except we need to new seed production areas only for the seeds for potatoes. Do not plant any where table potatoes or lower class seeds. We need to good new just for seed potato planting areas in Turkey because of this.
And my general question, I think so, how cooperate with GENTA company take your good results for your business?
We have been very long time relationship with GENTA and Mehmet Bey and Gökçe Bey and Yekta is like a friends in the university. They know each other from the university, and like as a Tezal Tarım, we have a problem. We have a program, sorry, for the seeds and potato producing. Which time you will apply which pesticides or the fertilizer kind of things. We are not aiming just for the yield as a seed producer. We focus on the health and the quality of the seeds. We are producing, we are using GENTA products. When we discovered this, when you how can I say feed or apply to how can I say potato foliage or potato, it will resistant to the diseases much more higher. So the GENTA products is very good about this, and also we need the high dry matter sometimes, or we need the storability. Long-term storage is very important for us and for seeds and potatoes, and the GENTA products is very good about this as well, he says.
We right now in Nevşehir area, yeah, it's very resort, it's most popular for balloon. Yeah, I see your picture, but I speak about potato, only potato. And I know in Nevşehir you have some specific store potato. May I see with store?
Yeah, we will take a tour to introduce the natural, cave warehouses. It's specific in this region. The other regions doesn't have this. How can I say? Possibility, They are very natural. There is no concrete. There is no iron or something like that. We can store in Nevşehir 2.5 million ton of potato in this cave warehouses naturally without using any electricity, for the cold or heating purposes. We can store 6 months, approximately 6 months, the potatoes without any problem. There 4 degrees in winter or summer, this is always 4 degrees, and like a 75-90% humidity all the time, and it's dark, no light for not to get their greening, exactly for what potato needs. This is like a specific, the volcano stones. After there is a Mount Erciyes in Kayseri. After the erupts, their stones and the specific sands came to here, and after the millions year, we can dig them and after the oxygen, they meet oxygen, like it's become like a concrete, very solid stone, and it's always like a 4 degree and very high humidity levels, so we can store naturally the potatoes approximately 6 months without problem.
Okay, finished question about store. Do you know who had idea store potato in mountain? Do you know?
Yes, he is.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's your idea. Guy, you looking hero. I think so. No around the world had a natural store for potato, and we may looking how store potato in Turkey.
He is working with government, government potato seed producer, and they thought that okay, millions of millions years later, the people had lived there. They stored some wheat or kind of things, you know, were ancient ages. So we may try to store potatoes. Of course, they are like he made the first warehouses with the government, but it's very small and kind of like a very, how can I say, not technological. But he did with the government the first warehouses. After that, we, how can I say, we planted or we built very big, very technological warehouses in 25 years.
Okay, may I hold your hand? Because for me it's very respectable. I'm engineer.
İlk depo kazma fikri kimden geldi dedi, ben de senden geldi dedi.
Yes.
Thanks so much for your idea.
1993 yılında ilk başladık.
In 1993,
Oh.
we have
Yeah.
built like a first cave warehouses thanks to him.
Thanks so much.
Yeah.
And of course, they have also their own facilities for French fries. They are also producing and marketing to people. And this is the only one integrated company in Turkey. And also in the high list, worldwide list for these production companies. And also here you will see this product and development facilities here. Here and two different type of production. One is meristem culture and another is nodal production. And to create the new varieties, making crossing here, this is only starting point of this all 20 years of work. To decrease the stage of this long period, they are using molecular marker assistant technology. And with this mass technology, molecular assistant technology, it provides us 3-5 years study. So more than 20 years they are doing the breeding facilities, and more than 20 varieties now registered, and 7 of them registered also in EU list. These are all well-developed varieties. These are not only the high-yielding varieties, they are also resistant to many different races of bacteria. They have also full-resistant varieties for fusarium and virus. Also drought-tolerant varieties they have. So this is like combination of high-yielding traits and plus disease resistance. The combination of these two traits in their varieties. They are paying not only for the yield increase, they are paying also for stable yield performance all the season. This in this laboratory they are testing the molecular. They are doing molecular studies also. In thousands of varieties, they are creating their. Bin tanesinden neyini çıkarıyordunuz?
DNA'ları.
DNA. They are extracting DNA from this out of these 1,000 varieties. And with this DNA extraction, they are just studying on this how resistancy to disease and other things. And they are like managing this breeding and crossing steps by this data, like this increasing how stable and how resistant to diseases, how increase the yield potential. They are like combination. They are using all data for creating the new varieties. They are sometimes testing the varieties during the seed production process, whether they have any disease, any problems during the growing stage. Here they are testing bacterial and viral diseases. They are taking some tuber samples and making a mesh and putting some chemicals inside, and they are detecting whether they have any disease. ELISA test also worldwide very widely using the system. They are using for animal or human disease detection. Also they are using for plant disease detection here. This is the only company doing this analysis in Turkey. Tissue culture, ELISA test, and this disease detection only made by this company in Turkey. So basically, in Turkey we have 8 different virus diseases. So they are trying to detect here in this laboratory by doing 144,000 samples. It is quite large works here, by a big one. This is like a very sterile place. Looks like a surgery room. And they have 2 different way aeration, so to keep this place is clean. So this is very, very sensitive works they are doing here, where meristem culture study needs very sensitive, very careful studies on these samples. If any disease, any fungal or viral particles detected on these samples, they are killing all their works. So they are working with the less than 0.5% infection level. This is the lowest in worldwide studies. Naturally, not naturally, plants growing in soil conditions, so soil has beneficial or unbeneficial bacteria and fungal particles inside the soil. But here in this production system, no any beneficial or unbeneficial bacteria or fungal particles needed here. So that it should be 100% free for this works studies here.
The rain in outside, but right now International Potato Tour in Nevşehir. In mountain store, my car, first time in my history visit potato storage, and we show you how 22.5 million ton potato store in Turkey. With potato example, harvesting in September. Right now it's 6th of April 2026. Let's go. Thank you so much for looking this video. If you like this video, please stay comment, share your video your colleague and your friends, and write what do you want to see in next season, and maybe you want to stay our partner. Please write me, Viktor Kovalyov. International Potato Tour continue, and if we didn't visit your farmer, we come to you. Let's go.